Damn, I needed all that paper just for one. Well, looks like we got a classic today on our hands, guys. Yeah, the last few Ghoulish Galleries, I've gone several requests on my Minds page and such. I'm asking if I would ever cover some classics, like is there going to be the Frosty movies talked about, and I do agree Frosty is one of the biggest classics of all time. And then I thought about it, and there's so many movies. We have Frosty, and then we have Frosty Returns, and then we have the sequel, the quasi-requel they did later with Patrick, the voice of Patrick for Spongebob, Paul. And then, if you really want to throw it in there, but I don't really think we should, you have the Jack Frost movie, not the horror film.
Oh! What's going on? Oh, nothing.
Oh boy, not the horror film. I meant the one starring Michael Keaton that, I'll be honest, was one of my favorite holiday movies growing up. When I was a kid, Teletoon, Cartoon Network, all those channels would always have a non-stop marathon. Once when I was a kid, turned on the TV and there was a channel doing a non-stop marathon only showing that movie Jack Frost the entire month, every few weeks. And I loved it. I would always tune in there whenever I wanted to see Jack Frost because it's not a bad film. But I don't think that counts. That's more of its own special thing that maybe, hopefully, we'll get around one of these JetFuelled holidays. But for now, we're going to focus on just the films that have Frosty in the name. If Frosty's in the name, then we're game. So here we go. We're going to review them in order, and then I'm just going to give you a quick rating at the end. I think that's the best way to go. So let's head to the first one.
Happy birthday! Hey, I said my first words. But snowmen can't talk.
This one is a classic. Everyone I know loves it. Everyone I know goes nuts for it. And let's be honest, how can you not see this and just relax, just lay back and enjoy the festivities? Frosty the Snowman is a very quick and short, albeit cheesy holiday special that is just one of those things that's on by default all the time. People always enjoy it and they always prefer it, and it's only because of how classic it truly is. If it wasn't for the fact that it was so classic, it wouldn't be shown every year, let's be honest. I remember being smaller, and my mom even went out of her way to get this special edition tin thing of Frosty where it came with the first and second original films, and we would always put that on every year too. I've seen the special more times than I can count. I had to watch it in school, during holiday parties, at home, on TV. It's just one of those things that's so simple to put on and such simple premise that you like it in the end. And I think due to that fact, yeah, Frosty will always be a classic. You already know the story by now. I don't need to explain or go into depth. The sad story about a snowman, thanks to a magician's hat, getting to wake up with his first magical words of
Happy birthday!
And then we get to see how he goes around this holiday. So, a great classic, and all I gotta say is, I love the beginning, the kids are great, the magician is such a snarky guy that has a twist at the end for if he's a villain or not, and the ending with Frosty doing the ultimate sacrifice just to help those he loves will always never not be classic to me. It's a pass. Why wouldn't it be? Next one is The Return of Frosty. This one, I'll be honest, I haven't seen all that much.
Crystal, I've been waiting all day. What kept you?
Oh, Frosty, I thought you'd never think of those flowers.
I've seen it once in a while or rarely. I think I've only seen it like twice and then I never bothered watching it again. There's nothing against it, it's just, it seems, the first one was already cheesy, but this one seems overly cheesy. There's way too much singing in the second one. It mostly focuses on a just visiting story. We just say howdy-ho to Frosty that now has a family of his own. which I don't know how that works. They're snowman. Maybe they just kind of grab the carrot and they kind of just, they grab the carrot, they get spread nice deep, and then they just want to, and then they just want to. But anyways, yeah, I think this one's just mid. It's fine, but I never put this one on every year. I usually forget it even exists, and only on the rare occasion I have curiosity, I'll see it. I say just stick with the first one. This one you can skip.
That snowman is back, and he's ruining everything.
But Frosty double-crossed it.
Never falter, Walter.
And now this one, which caught everybody by surprise. The Legend of Frosty the Snowman was, I remember when this came out on TV and it was advertised like crazy, it was advertised as a sequel, but also changing some things from the original. So it was a quasi-requel, which I know now is a very known thing, but at the time was weird. So I remember when this movie came out, everyone was arguing. Me, my family, we were all complaining over, is this an official sequel? Well, it can't be, because it wasn't that kid that helped Frosty, it was the girl, and the girl isn't the main focus here, it's the kid, and for some reason the magician had a kid of his own, and that's who's trying to take over, and it gets boggling and confusing if you try to overthink it too much, but that's why I like it. It works to me as a solid sequel. If you can just forget all that other stuff, you will enjoy yourself. And I liked it. This is one I usually try to put on every single year. I would rather prefer this as a sequel than The Return of Frosty. It has tone to it, it has story, there's stakes in there. The way they beautifully do things is like you're watching this legacy film of the children of the last Frosty shorts coming together, trying to remember what they lost, joy and fun and kindness just slowly getting taken away as they have to remember who they were and how it was to be a kid. It ends up having all these elements of even them dealing with their own parents and helping their parents remember what they used to be before they were so strict and busy with being proper in work. It has a great lesson. In my opinion, Paul, the voice of Patrick from SpongeBob, does a great job as Frosty. And I recommend it. I do. I highly recommend it to anybody. I watch this every year, and you should too. Now, time for the quick rating. And you're probably not surprised, but yeah, here's the rating. I was going to put The Legend of Frosty at number 1, but the original one is just way too classic, and you don't know how many times just seeing that opening with the kids playing and singing the classic Frosty song and the narrator just narrating it while singing it, it always just warms your heart and just makes you relax and think of simpler times. So the original one wins no matter what. It's just too big of a classic. But yeah, second is The Legend, and last one is Return. Sorry, but if you're a fan of Return, nothing against you, it's just not my cup of tea.
I thought it was Coco!
Yeah, okay, sorry, I meant Coco. Coco, where it's the holiday seasons, I meant Coco. Well, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next day of 12 Days of Jetpack Christmas. Now I am highly obsessed with Coco for some reason, just due to him yelling about it, so I need to go right now. I demand Coco.